Yeah, alright. Oh wow, it's actually broadcasting the whole thing, bro.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think we did this last time. It didn't do this last time, did it?
Oh, you know what it is? It's
What?
remember we had to wait for like a 24-hour period for it
Oh
to
yeah.
like
Oh yeah, to
say
go
something?
live.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
We're
it's
doing it
letting
live.
us go live.
We're doing it live. Fuck it, let's do it live.
That's dope. The broadcast has started. To stop broadcasting, press share button, then select broadcast settings. Okay. Whatever. Let's do this.
Are we alive?
Yep, we're alive. We are alive.
We're alive. Gotcha. Alright, so for the first time, we are remotely recording at our own houses, and we're playing GTA 5.
We are playing GTA
This is
5.
Golden Crab. This is Golden Crabcast. This
Yeah.
is your host, Sergio.
And Manny Ruiz. And today, instead of Bird, we have the lovely pleasure of having my girlfriend, Roxy Segovia. Also, a great fan of Animal Crossing. Hello.
Hello.
Roxy, are you on mute?
Hi.
What the fuck? Okay, let's start over again. Alright, let's
Also,
start over
don't
again.
don't can you not say my last name?
Okay, I'll just say Rox.
Roxy. Roxy's fine.
Okay.
I was talking the entire time.
Wow, well, we didn't hear one single bit. Okay, so welcome to the sixth episode of Golden Craftcast. We're finally doing this with the help of science, remotely, safely in our own places. And today's episode is going to be entitled Crossing Doom.
Sure it is.
So, as you know, I'm your host, Manny Ruiz, and my cousin,
What's up?
Sergio Ruiz. And today we have the honor, instead of Bird today, we have an expert in Animal Crossing, my girlfriend, great Animal Crossing lover, Roxy.
Hi.
Sorry. All right,
You're
well,
good.
I actually got a Perry Craft cider. It's an Ace cider. It's pear
By the way, what
flavored.
is everyone drinking?
Yeah.
Um, I actually drank that pear cider already. 'Cause I thought this was I know there was like that weekend delay, but I already drank that. But I'm actually drinking another drink that's by the same company. But it's called Berry Craft Cider Rosé. It's also by Ace.
That's dope. How is it?
What's the alcohol volume on that?
Um, Let me see really quick. Sorry, it's dark. It is 5%.
Oh wow, that's actually stronger than the cider. Oh
It's a
wait, no,
cider
this
as
one's
well.
5. This one's 5% too. Never mind.
Well,
Nice.
yeah, it's a cider as well. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm the only one that has like 7%.
Oh,
I
nice.
got, yeah, I got the BRR
Yeah.
Double Red Ale from Common Space.
Oh, so you're kind of going towards like the doom of beers.
Oh, he sent me the picture of it, and it looks like Doom,
Like
like the
doom.
cover of.
Doom font.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the Doom font. It's all crazy. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm picking this right away.
It was really
Well,
hard. I tried to find something that was animal related for Animal Crossing, and like, there's a lot of animal related beers, but a lot of them are IPAs, and I'm just like, dude, we've been doing so many IPAs lately. I'm just like, I'll go
yeah.
for a
Well,
cider this time.
well, I tried to convince him more towards like a pear cider or like a pear beer, just because the biggest thing in like Animal Crossing is fruits. And my town's fruit is pears,
So
which
how
like a
does
lot
that
of
work?
people
So
hate.
okay, so as soon as you start your character, everybody gets like a different quote unquote
Uh,
like their signature fruit.
yeah, so I think there's 7 fruits in the game. Everybody kind of starts off with random fruits. I guess people hate pears so much they kept resetting the game. to get different fruit. I mean, regardless, you collect pretty much all the fruit in the game, and you're able to plant all different kind of like fruit trees in your island. But I guess a lot of people didn't want to start off with pears, but I'm okay with it. You also start off with different residents, so different like animals to start off your town with, different layout. You get to choose your layout in this game, which is a very important factor to the game now. Is that before everybody just got like a randomized layout of where everything was and just had to run with it. Now crafting has come into play a lot more, and you're able to just pick where you want to start off. So I think that's a really big thing in
Hmm.
this game.
That's pretty crazy. So, what you said something about your layout? What is that?
So you're like town layout. So just basically where the rivers run throughout the whole entire town. Like it's not a town, it's an island. Sorry. I'm so used to saying town because that's what the other games were before.
So that's
But
like
now
the
you're like
biggest
on a,
change. You're actually on an island now.
yeah, you're actually on an island, which is funny because in the past games you had to I think in the first GameCube game you had to connect your Game Boy and it would take you to a remote island. And then when it came to Nintendo DS, I don't think that was, I think it might have been an option, I don't remember. But Nintendo 3DS, you also had the option of going to another island. Um, and Nintendo Wii, a lot of people love that one. I just think that's my least favorite out of like the entire chain of games. But you've always had the option to go to an island, pretty much. Now you're actually on the island. That's where you're starting off. You're not just starting
Oh,
off in
that's
a
cool.
little town. Yeah. So you get to choose the layout of your entire island.
Well, that makes it a little more available, like an island setting. I don't know. It just seems a little more nice for online play, for like people to be able to come and visit. It makes more sense that you have an
Definitely.
island.
Um, the other game where you were allowed to visit and play with other people, I think the best connection out of the GameCube and Nintendo DS and Wii was a Nintendo 3DS, which was, I believe, New Leaf.
Hmm.
Um, that one, a lot of people could come over, you could kind of fish, you could kind of like do everything. Now it's so crazy because I'm still finding out new things. The game's fairly new, it's only been like 2 weeks. Basically, a lot of people are able to come to your town. Anybody could come to your town. They don't have to be your friend. You don't have to add them, but there are certain things that they are not able to do if you don't have them on your friend list.
Hmm.
So I think that's a very big factor. So if they're not your friend, they can't like go steal your fruit. They can't dig up fossils. They just can't affect your town in any way, which I think is really great because you get the chance to meet people and kind of gain the trust of having them on your island in the first
Hmm.
place. Um, I'm really trustful with like all my friends, and I actually know my friends like in person, and I've invited them to my island, and they just take everything. But
Really?
I'm perfectly fine with it. I love to share and I love to trade. That's just the kind of person that I am.
But that's
But
part of
they
the
are,
game too, right?
yeah, but there are certain players that don't like that. So what they do is that they fence off the area. Like earlier, I was telling you about how people are selling game currency for actual money on eBay,
Hmm.
and basically they're fencing off areas so people aren't able to come to their island, and there's just a specific area where they could do trades, and their island remains unaffected. So I think that's a really, really big thing.
That's dope. So okay, biggest thing, island. You're farming different fruits. Didn't you say something about you building, like you could build stuff or something like that?
Yeah, crafting. Crafting actually is a really big factor in this game now too. So you're able to build different kinds of furniture, different kind of tools. Before you kind of had your set of tools.
Hmm.
Now they introduced a factor to the game where you could make different type of levels of tools. So like flimsy, good, and then I think it's like the golden ones. So the golden ones never break, obviously.
Oh well, that's dope.
The ones in between, which were the regular ones before, they would never
Hmm.
break. Now they break with like over time with a lot of use. And then there's the flimsy ones. Um, it's kind of like your starter pack what you start with and you kind of grow from there. But that's definitely another big part of this game is that now you have to collect items to craft. You have to collect recipes to craft. A lot of people kind of compare it to Minecraft, and it is very similar, but it's just really hard. I'm really glad you're asking these questions because when people tell me to try to sell them on the game, I feel like the game has so much to it that it's really hard to sell someone on it.
Hmm.
Um, I think the biggest thing that people are sold on it right now is the aesthetic of the game. And then people, once they get into it, they start becoming a little bit more addicted. And I think we have this whole new audience that never knew anything of Animal Crossing before, and they're being introduced to it and they're appreciating the game in so many different ways. Like there's people that sell their designs on there now.
Really?
It's just grown. It became this massive thing, and it's
Almost like
actually one of
Second Life,
Nintendo. Um,
right?
Second Life is. I feel like Second Life is more for like AutoCAD. This one actually has its in-game design. And it's like QR codes where you're able to like scan and download stuff. So I literally go on YouTube and I'm able to like download people's dresses, people's prints for their home, wallpaper, flooring, phone cases. That's another thing. They have a phone in the game now, a cell phone, like a smartphone. You're able to customize it as well, which I think is so crazy. I just feel like this is like a childhood dream because I literally evolved from a GameCube to a Nintendo Switch. But also, this is actually one of the best-selling games of 2020 so far for
Oh,
Nintendo.
really? They sold out?
Yeah, they're not sold out. I think it's really hard to sell out of a game, but I actually went to Target earlier and they were out of Nintendo Switch games, which I think is so crazy because you have the ability to go on the Nintendo shop and just buy it and download it virtually. But I think people like to have the physical game.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, the shelves were empty. So
That's
I
like
think
its
that's
own debate
crazy.
right there, like whether the game is better
Yeah.
to have, as a actual little chip or downloaded into your console. And a lot of people now on Xbox are actually leaning towards downloading their games. I've noticed
Yeah,
that, because the hard
I
drives are a
think
little
there's a
more
lot of
effective.
arguments to it because, I mean, pro side, you get the game, you're able to
Hmm.
share it with your friends, you're able to lend it to somebody. I think that's a really big part as to like why most of us still buy actual games so we could let each other borrow them when we're kind of over them.
Hmm.
Um, but then also when you have it online and you have it download to your PlayStation, you're able to just switch without getting up and taking out the disc.
Yeah.
But if you're not like tech savvy enough and your PlayStation gives out on you, you're losing everything.
Yeah, you're gonna lose all your shit.
Yeah.
So how many gigs is Animal Crossing? Do you know?
I actually don't know. I could look at it right now.
Sure. Serge, did you download Doom? Sergio, hello.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was on mute.
did you download Doom?
Um, yeah, I actually downloaded Doom on the PC as opposed to the PS4 because I didn't have any room. And of course, I just got like a piece, like a gaming PC, so I took advantage of that. And honestly, I think I did the right decision on this. Cause it's just this fucking game looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. By the way, this beer's pretty good.
Is it kicking your ass?
Nice.
What's percentage?
It's actually 7, like 7 point. Let's see, I never checked. I know it's 7.
That sounds good. Is it an IPA or what?
7.5. Huh?
IPA?
No, it's double red ale.
Mhm.
So we didn't get an IPA. So
Double red, hell yeah.
yeah. So it's a good thing we got like something that was completely different from what we get.
Yeah. It's
And
like it looks like blood then.
yeah,
That's what they wanted it to look like.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Freaking
So I heard the music on Doom is like super badass and like everyone's been talking about it.
honestly, yeah, it's just like it just really kicks off having having to have a arsenal of guns and then just like shooting up like demons and killing them in like different creative and very stylish ways. And the rock music just really like kicks it up a notch just by like just by amplifying all that shit that you're doing by like 110%, probably like 210%. You know,
Nice.
Damn.
yeah, it's like yeah, it's. I mean, this game is pretty fun. Like at times, like I'm not gonna lie, it gets pretty challenging. It gets pretty overwhelming. I just want to like set things down and I just want to play it the next day. Cause man, it's pretty exhausting, but it's actually pretty awesome. Like I would actually even have to um, sorry. Yeah, it's just pretty like it's pretty awesome just having all that. But a little thing about Doom that I learned. Um, I mean, everyone knows that this game is like it has a really long history, a very rich history, like in video games. Like John Carmack, who was like the original like creative director of the first Doom. Um, like many will say like yeah, this is like the first like first person shooter of its kind, and a lot of people would argue like no, it's probably Wolfenstein or like what's the other one?
I remember
Forget the
playing
name.
Wolfenstein on an
Yeah,
early Macintosh, bro. That shit was fucking. That shit was gnarly,
yeah,
but
they're all pretty similar, but like I would say like the guys behind Doom, um, you know, what are they called? Those guys are they come a long way. Like a lot of because the only I don't remember if I ever played like the first Doom, but I definitely remember having to play Doom 3, which is like kind of a little bit way different than like what Doom initially was,
mhm.
and it was just more like a horror survival type of thing. And I mean, it was kind of like a hater to love it type of game, and people received it well overall. But there's the haters out there, and
Yeah. I played the last Doom. That was the last one that came out. I played that one.
yeah, oh
Um
yeah, that was part of the. I guess it was the reboot of it,
mhm.
um, because like there hasn't been like a Doom ever since like the third one, and then of course like there was like a expansion pack too, and people have been asking like, oh, what's gonna happen with Doom? Like, is it gonna be rebooted? And finally, like, there was a new creative team behind it. Unfortunately, John Carmack wasn't able to be like the creative director. He went this different way, and now he's the CTO of Oculus VR.
Mhm.
So he's really like exploring into like the VR technology.
Dude.
And I actually heard interviews from him, but I'll come to that later. But just completely different people, and I guess this is the new creative director. What's his name? Hugo Hugo Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy behind like the reboot, like this newer Doom games, and what he wanted was like to bring back like the mechanics and the feel and the tone of like uh, the original two games, and but to amplify it to like 210. And he just had like different little ideas here and there, and said like I think it should be like what it was, but more intense, and like have better graphics and have like a completely different engine on it.
What kind of engine are they
And
using on that?
I have no idea what engine they use, but um, the people behind it really just like props to them,
Mhm.
because honestly, this is just like probably like one of the best Doom games I played.
Really?
Yeah,
You played the last one too, right?
yeah. I played the third one, and I thought it kicked ass too, and
I'm still not done with it. I left off on a part because I was playing it on insane mode, and I just left off on a part, and I literally only had a pistol with me. So I'm like, I'm
oh
like going through like a whole part. I'm going through a whole part right now with just a pistol, and it's like, oh my god.
yeah,
But
the rebooted one.
mhm.
Yeah,
I love the fact in that game that you could find like little secret missions and it would take you to the original Doom game and you would do like the old school parts and stuff like that. Is there stuff you could do like that in this one?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Kind of. I would say like you do like secret challenges
Mhm.
um, in which you have to kill like the enemy at certain times, and like there's a time limit, so you have to kill all of them before like the timer runs out,
Oh, I
and then
love
you can
that.
go back
Yeah.
after that.
They give you like a golden shotgun or like something like that. They give
They
you
give you
like
like different stuff, like it gives you like different stuff, like little collectibles or like
mhm.
upgrades and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, there's plenty of things to like explore as you're going into the campaign. And I just been fucking around with the campaign. I haven't done any like online plays,
Uh-huh.
and just like that, the campaign. Like if you're an all time, you know, like hardcore Doom fan, you find like little collectibles that people would appreciate. You know, like having like little monster, like it's kind of like a what they call it, like a pop doll, like a pop little
Mhm.
like little toys that they keep in the
Yeah,
box
yeah, I
with
know
like
what you're talking
vinyl.
about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about with the big old helmet
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
collect those, and then you collect like vinyls that have like sick ass metal gothic covers.
Really? That's
I
sick.
say gothic metal. Yeah, they have like metal covers and stuff,
Yeah.
and it looks pretty awesome. And it's kind of fun to just explore, not just like fight every enemy um, all the time, but like have time to like actually go through things, get through the explore like little island items in which
Mhm.
you learn like what the lore of Doom is, and there's a story right there, but I don't quite understand because I don't think I played the no I didn't play the first one. I didn't play the first one of the rebooted one.
I don't think I did either. I played the one where they basically end up opening the portal to hell or whatever. And then
That
like
seems like every one of them.
yeah, I mean that's the basis of it. They open up a portal to hell and then you got to like fight all these beasts and stuff, which is pretty freaking sick.
Yeah, the last one I played was like Doom 3, and then the expansion pack on PC. It came out like in 2004, 2005, and I didn't play the last one that came out, the rebooted one.
Mhm.
But without even having to play that, and then just straight coming to play like Eternal, like it's just oh man, it's pretty awesome.
You
Honestly,
think the price is going to drop on that game?
probably, but honestly, like I don't know if they have plans to do like more, like having more like DLC content,
Mhm.
or I should say just DLC.
You think they will?
And
Like extra
I
levels
think
and
they have
stuff
room
like
for
that?
it. Yeah, they have room for it. They got plenty of things to do. I think the online competitive. I think you do more with that, honestly, because from what I looked from it, from what I looked into it, was uh, underwhelming a little bit. But story wise, maybe I'm not sure, but I I have confidence they will. Like they could like come up with more stuff.
Yeah, I mean the basis is pretty much the same, but I think what interests people the most is first off like the goriness of everything, cause it's just freaking ridiculous. I remember
Oh
being
yeah,
able to saw through people and like getting a yeah like doing all those secondary moves on with your weapons. I mean that shit was I
yeah.
loved doing that stuff. I loved doing those animation
Yeah,
sequences.
they have it in this game.
Mhm.
Glory kills,
Yeah, glory
and
kills.
there's a
Oh
lot of
my
glory kills.
god,
Glory
dude.
kills will get you by really well. Once you do a glory kill, it
It
gives
gives
you
you ammo,
life.
right? It gives you life
Life.
and ammo, right?
No, you have to chain a motherfucker to get like the ammo.
Uh huh.
So if you're running out of ammo, you have to go to like
Chainsaw, a chainsaw kill.
one of the weaker enemies,
Mhm.
and just go like, and then just like fucking cut them, and all the fucking ammo comes
Dude,
out,
that's so
and then
sick.
you just gotta get through that. So it's like I said, it's pretty challenging and just very like intense, cause like you have hordes of like smaller enemies like going after you and shooting like projectile fireballs,
Mhm.
and you also have like like the bigger demons that are chasing you, and they usually take up like a lot of life if they hit you with like whatever like attacks they have, and you have to like weaken them at certain points. Like you got like the Mancubus, which is like a big fat dude with like two cannons,
Mhm.
and of course like you have to like, well, you don't have to, but you have the option to like shoot both of the cannons,
Oh
and they'll be able to like weaken them and shit.
Uh-huh.
And then once they start glowing and shit, like you go for the kill. But depending on
Mhm.
what side you're going to attack the enemy, it does a different move every time,
Right, right. Yeah, I remember
depending on
that.
the side.
Uh-huh.
You know, so if you're coming on top, you come over there and you like fucking stab a guy in the eye,
Uh-huh.
and then you just like crack their neck, or you go in front of them and like split open their head,
So it
just
just
like, you know,
makes you feel like a badass.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
crazy.
So it's just like you're just getting that adrenaline kicked in, like every
Yeah.
time you're doing a kill, and just be like, okay, I got this. Okay, I got this. Okay, get the fucking saw. All right, get those ammos. Go right behind, because you have to like the way that I do it is like I have hordes of enemies going behind me,
Mhm.
and I'm just running away while I'm just like trying to like get my shit together. And then I shoot back, and then try not to like trying to get too much damage, because like those motherfuckers get like they deal a lot of damage when they attack
Mhm.
you. You know, and it's pretty intense. And then it kind of reminds you of the Call of Duty zombie,
Mhm.
because there's like hordes of zombies going after you, and then you have to like shoot back at them, and then reload, shoot back at them, reload, get your shit, get a different weapon, switch your weapon, uh, throw a grenade, uh, and just keep strategizing like that, and just having to like keep it cool the whole time. And like the boss levels are pretty hard too, like pretty challenging.
And the bosses, how big are the bosses? Because I mean, yeah, you have some relatively huge characters like in Doom, like you just said, the guy with the two cannons. I remember the huge eyeball that would fly around and stuff like that.
Yeah, they still have it. Those are all classic Doom characters or
Mhm.
enemies from like the very beginning. So
Mhm.
they're like redone, um, remade.
Mhm.
Sorry, in a very modern look. But also you got new enemies in there too. But some of the bosses are pretty like, ooh, they're pretty scary as hell. But they look pretty tough. But
Really?
yeah, they
Okay, so one of my buddies, I'm not gonna say who, actually said that he bought Doom. The when they remastered, he bought the last one, and he stopped playing it because it scared him.
really.
Yeah.
I
And
actually
I'm
know who
like,
that is.
dude, oh
Hey.
my god. You gotta cut that out. We can't put that in there. But yeah, it was Ian.
Ditch Ian.
Oh
But
God.
but yeah. Have you ever played Doom, Roxy?
I actually haven't. Like, it's so funny because it's so funny hearing him like explain it. He's like, I'm getting adrenaline from like killing all these like hordes of enemies, and I'm like over here getting adrenaline for like planting a new flower.
It's funny how like these two games came out at the same time. They're
Yeah,
completely opposite from each other.
And they both were
yeah,
big
Yeah,
hits.
Animal Crossing. This is pre-Doom.
super,
Animal
super big
Crossing.
hits. Actually, so I'm actually high risk, so I'm self quarantined right now, but um, the night that Animal Crossing came out, Manny actually went to go pick up the copy for me at GameStop. Do you want to like explain a little bit more on that, Manny?
So I pulled up to GameStop. There was no one there. There was like maybe three employees, and there was probably like two other people in the store, customers. And one of the guys that was there, one of the workers, was on the phone. So like he went to go open the door for me. He had gloves, and I walk in and he's on the phone, and he's like, "No, sir. Like, sorry to tell you." And this guy was like, "Sorry, sir. Like, I can't do anything about it." And then right after, the coworker that's like working the cash register goes and asks him like, "Hey, like what happened?" And then in a park. So the guy was like, "I don't know why he thinks like he could just come over here and pick it up." And then when I told him, "Sir, like, sir, we're a different location. We don't have the same stock," the guy was like, "Okay, okay, I understand." And then right after, he's like, "What if I buy 2 copies? Could I buy 2 copies?"
You know what's
And
funny?
I'm like, "What? What?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ironic part is that I used to work at that GameStop, and trust me, gamers are a different kind of breed. I mean, I'm no one to talk down because I play games myself, but definitely when they're in the GameStop environment, I think there's certain gamers that just don't know how to socially interact like human beings, and they try to barter. They try to barter with the corporate
Like in
companies,
the
and
like in games and just bringing it to real life,
yeah,
like.
They have a different sense of reality.
Also,
They're like, if I do this, it might work.
yeah, and there's been kid like when I worked there, there's been kids that come in and they throw their fits. A dad actually like we have to ID kids. We have to ID everybody that we think is underage for like rated M games, and we can't sell it without an actual legal guardian with them. So a kid brought in his dad and was like, "I'd like to buy this game." I forgot what game it was, but he was trying to buy a game, and his dad said, "No, I'm not buying you the game." So the kid, he's like 13, 14. He sits down in the middle of the store and refuses to leave. And the dad's like, "All right, I'm not dealing with this. Your mom can come pick you up." And his dad drove off and left this kid sitting in the middle of the store.
And you guys are just looking at each other like,
We we don't have a procedure for this. I don't think we did anything. I think we just waited for his mom to come pick him up.
This is like a
Yeah, so
babysitting service?
I guess. I have no idea. Also, let's talk about the console that came out with Animal Crossing. It sold out.
Oh, yeah.
It's sold out.
Yeah,
So
and it's being
Switch currently has like the best-selling console of like this generation of consoles.
definitely. Actually, it's so hard to find a Switch right now. There's people making videos saying like trying to find Switches and stuff, and I'm pretty sure resellers or people that want to get rid of their Switches are probably one, not selling them anymore because they probably started playing with them again, or they're just, people are making extra money off a console that, maybe just wasn't for them, and they kind of got over, and there's other consoles that they want to play with. Um, but it's a pretty great console. Definitely, it's like I feel like the hardest thing about it is learning an entire new system. It's very similar to the Wii, but it's also very different. For me, the only console that I just haven't gotten back into is Xbox. I just can't. I feel like I feel like Xbox players are enough said.
Well said there.
Yeah.
And what I gotta say about the console that I played in Doom Eternal is,
Oh
if you
yeah.
get a fucking PC
I was gonna ask you
with
that. Why?
advanced graphics,
I was gonna ask you that. I was like, why? I've heard a lot of people that they get Doom on like a console, right? And but they still prefer to play the one on PC, which I know why, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that are still playing it on the console. They're just not using TVs anymore. People are picking up like gaming monitors.
no, really.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because they want to feel like they're playing on PC.
Well, that and then also
Yeah.
the response rate I think is better. It's really hard to get um I think it's really hard to get a monitor that's 4K as well right now. I think a lot of people kind of want a lot of reason why people want to get like TVs because of 4K. But I don't even feel like I don't even have I have a 4K TV and I don't even have a console that's 4K.
4K compatible.
Yeah,
The
it's
PS5
sad.
Pro.
I'm actually waiting for that. My PlayStation's about to die on me.
Do you guys hear they reveal like the whole specs behind the
Yeah.
new PS5?
Yeah, and Xbox is
So
better.
Well,
But
this is what I told her. This is what I think.
exactly.
Well, this is what I think is the specs. The gigahertz on the Xbox is way better. So out the box, like the two basic models, Xbox is a lot better. But what I think they're gonna do is the same thing that they did last time. They're gonna release a Pro version later
They're
on.
actually gonna release it at the same time, as opposed to like waiting an year after the launch.
Hmm.
We're actually gonna get it at launch.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're getting the original PS5, and then you're gonna get like the PS5 Pro right away,
oh,
as opposed like to waiting a year. Because I remember I had to wait a year for that.
See, I might wait a little bit till they come out with the second gen of the PS Pro, just because.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually gonna wait a year after, so it's probably better because I don't
I
want to get it right away.
I actually I well the thing is like it comes in batches. That's what I heard. I had a classmate that she was waiting on the iPhone. She's like, I'm waiting for the ones that are coming out at a different season because the first ones are always the faultiest or like they just don't work as well. Um, for me, I kind of have no choice, so I'll let you guys know how it goes because I really need a new console because my PlayStation's I think it's the oldest out of everybody's and I bought it in a Target parking lot. So,
Ooh,
That's how you do
yeah.
it.
It's that no, it was a great deal. But
it's a great deal, but at what cost?
the games I'm playing now require so much more.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, it's my PlayStation gets so loud. I feel like it's gonna break on me. The other day, it actually overheated on me, and I had to turn it off and call it a night, which sucked.
And this is why you don't buy PS4s in a parking lot.
No, it's like literally it's a PlayStation 4 second gen. It's super old. So it's not PS4 Pro. It's not like the newer one. No, it's I got this thick old thing.
I mean, the only con about like the PS4 Pro is that when it's like really running at its best, it's fucking loud.
Yeah. Um,
It's
I mean that
ridiculous.
also
I'm
that
always like worried about it.
do you dust your PS4?
Yeah, once in a while.
There's like
I do it.
there's an actual if you it's because you know how there's so many different generations. Some of them are kind of different, but there's different videos on YouTube where they give you instructions how to unscrew the entire PlayStation and basically just dust like the fans and the hard drive and making sure that there's no dust at all because that could also like cause those loud noises. So literally you have to
Yeah, it's been
dissect
making
it
loud noises ever since like I got it.
since you got it like
Whenever it's
Brandon.
running at it, yeah, it's just how it is. But it could be probably being getting louder because it's just like it's just carrying a lot of storage on it, and then it's running things like um, I mean sometimes I just like run things like very quickly, like I switch over to like one game to another, and then it's like I don't think that's good for it. But I guess it's just running down a little bit.
My
I
family
don't put a lot of
actually,
memory on it.
yeah, my family has like a really bad habit. Like the USB ports, I always have my iPhone cable plugged in. So they have a really bad habit of coming in and like plugging in the iPad, plugging in phones, and I already like stopped it. I'm like, this is not a charging port. I was like, stop plugging things into it. It's gonna die quicker.
Yeah, I used to do that shit too all the time. Every time I came home, I just plug in my phone on the PS4. But
Yeah.
now I got like a wireless port, so it's separate. So the only thing that's charging is like the PS4 controller, like it should,
Yeah.
as opposed to like fucking 50 items in it or whatnot.
It's so anyway, sorry. Also going back to the music that you mentioned in Doom, it's so crazy because you say like it heightens your experience and everything. It's so funny. I was playing Animal Crossing and Manny actually found the music so relaxing he fell asleep.
I did.
Like literally like mid me showing him my town and like everything I'm proud of and like hours of work, your boyfriend just falls asleep.
It's that acoustic, man. Sounded good.
It's actually really good music. Yeah, I definitely recommend if you guys I Manny was thinking about getting a Switch. Do you have a Switch, Sergio?
I don't have a Switch. I've been wanting to get a Switch, but I just don't have the money. And sometimes I look at Manny and I say like, sometimes I wish I had a Switch. If only someone would just give me a Switch for like
Yeah.
Christmas or my birthday or something.
Oh, yeah, no, I waited like that for 2 years. It's not happening.
Not happening.
I Yeah, not happening. I
I
mean,
mean, if she
I
gets
got a
Cuphead, that'd be dope.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me accommodate you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I actually got the light first, and it's cool, but it's like Nintendo's new Nintendo DS, it cramps up your hand. You can't connect to the TV. It's not very ergonomic at all.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I heard.
yeah, and the reselling price is it's shitty. You can't resell it for much. So I resold it like 2 weeks after I had bought it. I resold it to my cousin because I found out that they were releasing an Animal Crossing console. And it was so funny because Manny kept telling me to wait and to wait, and I said, no, I don't think they're going to release it. I was like, it's too soon to the release date of the game. And little do you know, like, he was right.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost slept, dude. I kid you not. I lost so much sleep for 3 days because I kept checking GameStop, Target, Best
Oh my
Buy,
God, Roxy.
looking for this console because it's such a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Um, for me at least. So I literally was like waking up in the middle of the night checking my phone, seeing if Best Buy restocked it, and I actually got it the last time. I got it the last time that they restocked the pre-order, and yep. So I got really lucky with getting that Switch. But if you're gonna get a Switch, I definitely recommend you get one from Best Buy. Not trying to sell you on it because I work there, but they have really good like financing options. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna cut it right there.
Financing options.
Yeah,
Unlike Target and Walmart, you have to pay at full price.
you have to pay
I
full
think Walmart you could
price.
actually pay it off in increments too,
I
don't
think
you?
they have a credit card. They have a credit card, but I don't know if they I don't even know. I think they offer layoff towards like the holidays. But like let's say you want to go to like Best Buy and let's say you buy a Switch and you buy all the accessories and stuff. I've sold people on like everything that they need to go home with it without them having to come back and they're using their Best Buy credit card. And literally you get up to a year. Like if you just buy the console alone, which is what I did,
Mm-hmm.
it only gives you up to 6 months with like no interest. But if you're like buying it with the two games, your controllers, your SD card, everything that you need, especially like your games, you get a year. You get a year to pay it off. Like it's I think
You get more
honestly
than a
like
year. If you get enough stuff, you can finance for 18 months. That's
18,
that's dope.
18
Yeah.
months is actually a holiday offer. So it starts from like November to like January.
That's
Um,
when I got it for Black Friday. That's when I got my VR headset and stuff like that. But
yeah.
all that aside, dude, like I mean, I'm just excited for these new consoles. I mean, Animal Crossing is going to be on the Nintendo, and you said on this Nintendo version they're actually going to be updating the game too, right?
Yeah, so you're able to time travel in the game and like kind of make things speed up over time, like just cheat. But the difference with this game is that you can't fast forward to events. They're updating the game literally as we speak. So like they just did like an Easter event, which some people love, some people freaking absolutely hate. We're so annoyed of it. I got annoyed of it. I didn't partake in it. It's not for me at all. I time traveled forward. I don't want to see those stupid eggs. If anybody who likes, I just don't want to deal with it. It's too much. Like I already have enough on my plate with my town. Um, but basically, sorry, backtracking.
Let's go.
They basically update the game now. There's also this hack where when you start the game, they give you a switch for your character, like an in-game switch. And people were finding ways to duplicate items, to duplicate the switch, like with the two-player thing. And I did it with my niece,
Mhm.
and we literally paid off our house loan. We got like 500,000 bells. We split 1 million together evenly. And that same night, they got rid of the hack. They got rid of the bug.
Oh, no way.
In the past games, they haven't been able to update bugs. I mean, I think they
Wait,
updated
so you guys
newly recently.
sold that Switch thing that you duplicated?
Yeah, to the in store in the it's called the uh what I'm having like a brain fart. It's called the what's it called? It's called Nuts
The
Cranny, sorry.
Okay. And that's like the buy sell trade kind of place?
Yeah, it's so at first it's owned by Tom Nook, but like Tom Nook retired and gave it to these other little rat. Oh my God. See, this is what I mean is like, sorry, that was
Does
my
he have
niece.
a kid now?
No, they're not. Those are his kids. I don't know who they are. I think they're like his
Okay.
nephews. I think they're his nephews, but they're another like another pair of raccoons. God, I sound so crazy explaining this game. It was so
It's
funny.
fine. I'm pretty sure everyone's like
That's the thing is,
can totally relate.
it was so hard for me to understand kind of what this game was about until you
It's
started like
really,
explaining little details here and there. Like there's a
yeah,
lot to this game, you know?
there's a lot. Like it's a lot, and it's really hard to explain because I just sound
Well,
crazy.
I mean,
Like,
I think what you should say is like for people that are playing it the first time, what's the coolest stuff for them to look forward to like if you're
well,
playing it for the first time?
here's the thing. I had a lot of people ask me on Instagram, like, why should I buy this game? I have a lot of friends telling me, but why should I buy it? And a lot of people ask me like what kind of Nintendo Switch they should buy, like whether the Lite or the Switch. Um, which I think is really cool because I think it tells people that I'm like really trustworthy when it comes to this stuff. But when I tell people about this game now, I kind of want to know what kind of games that they play in the first place. So like I'll definitely be like, do you play Minecraft? Do you have what kind of games have you played in the past? Like there's certain people that ha they play Animal Crossing now and they're like completely addicted to it, but they've never played a game like it before in their life, ever.
Mhm.
They're more like League of Legends, Fortnite, like just games that have nothing to do with it, which I think is pretty cool because there's all different kinds of gamers. Like for me, yeah, I play Animal Crossing, but I've never played Doom in my life. But I also still take part into like Call of Duty, GTA, like other shooter games. But um, it's definitely just I honestly don't know how to sell someone on this game. I'll tell them what I love about it and what I love about it and what it does for me is that I'm a very anxious person. I'm a very like I have to keep moving, I have to like but this game will literally like ground me. Like it will keep me distracted, it will keep me calm. It'll just keep me doing what I'm doing on the game for like hours and I won't even notice time passing. I think it's really hard to find a game like that that kind of attracts you in that way. And I feel like everybody has a certain game that does that for them. Like, what kind of game does that? What kind of game does that for you, Sergio?
Um, to keep me calm.
Like keep you calm and kind of like you will play it for hours and you won't even know like time is passing.
Hmm. For me, I would say like, cause I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon, and
Nice.
it actually kept me like hours just building stuff like creatively and just having to plan out like what I want in my theme park, and it'll just keep me there for like hours just trying to like figure out like what I want in it,
Nice.
what I want to like what kind of theme I want.
Yeah.
And if I want to put different lands in, kind of like a Disneyland or like a Knott's Berry Farm type of deal, I would have to focus on that land for like a couple hours and then just like go on into the next one.
Yeah.
And sometimes I kind of want to stop doing it, so I just build a roller coaster, test it out, and then I'll just like have people in the roller coaster, and I wouldn't even finish it, and I'll just put it into like max speed and just fly off and just die.
Oh my God.
That's dope.
Nice.
And I'm just like, oh man, this is so much fun.
That's so stupid.
But I don't know. I don't have that type of patience when it comes
Ah,
to games now because I actually bought like a newer simulation closer to Roller Coaster Tycoon,
yeah.
Planet Coaster, and um I don't know. It has like similar mechanics, but I just don't have like the patience to like build stuff anymore because now I have a lot of things on my plate, and
Yeah,
I'm just trying to like,
we're adults.
yeah, I'm trying to focus. I'm like, all right, I'm a creative type. I need to focus on like writing certain things or reading certain things, and just like becoming my own person, so to speak. And
Yeah.
just and you didn't have the time like you did when you were a kid, and it's just like, oh man, I wish I did because you're always
Yeah.
being creative.
I mean, I feel like definitely that's a pro of like I think that's why a lot of people become like streamers because they have such a love for games that that's what they want to dedicate their time to. And you get to play fucking video games all day with like no worries of anything else because you don't have a separate career or a separate path other than games.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
They just like they just dedicate themselves to like playing. You know,
Yeah.
I follow a couple of YouTube gamers. Um, I what's his name? I follow the Rad Brad, and he just does like walkthroughs through like games. Mostly games are like campaign based or like more story based,
Hmm.
and you know he's just talking when there's no like cutscenes, but he stops talking when there is, and then he's a normal guy just talking about his life, but also talking about games he's played. And you know
Yeah.
he's not the best player, but like I just find him entertaining because I'm checking out the game because whenever I'm interested to it in a game that came out, I want to like look into it to see like, oh, how is this? And then you have this guy's commentary, which I don't mind, but you know it's just like you can kind of feel like he loves the games and like before every game, every video that he has, he's always like, "I love you guys. I hope there's like 10 years of me doing this. This is just what I love. I'm sorry I haven't like uploaded as fast as I can, but you know, life gets in the way, this and that. You know, it's like just
Yeah.
like real people, just like you know, they made their careers out of like a platform, out of YouTube. You know,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and that's
definitely.
really crazy. Yeah,
Oh, Sam. Manny, I totally forgot to ask you what game does that for you?
For me, I think it's newer game. It's Red Dead for sure. Um,
Definitely.
I could just go on there and just hunt for treasure now, do bounties,
Which,
get and you know what the thing I like the most
yeah,
about it is like now different free roam missions. They upload free roam missions all the time. There's always new ones now. So I've
oh,
never come
nice.
across the same one twice. It's always different. And they have ones that are similar, like defend the villagers and stuff like, or defend like the campground and stuff like that. But aside from that, like, dude, like, with Red Dead, I could just like kind of just do my own thing at my own pace. And then what I even do too is, because you could connect Spotify with your PlayStation, I'll just like listen to my playlist and just kind of just like roam around and find stuff to do and just chill. And if I
Yeah.
feel like having action, I just hop into, a combat mode like shootout or elimination series, and then just get a
I
bunch
just,
of just get a bunch of stuff for that.
sorry, I just think that game it just sums you up as a person because it has everything that you like in that game. Which I remember when we first started playing, you were like, I'm really worried because I've never played a game where I have to craft.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because that just became your favorite game and you love crafting. Like, you're the one who even taught me how to craft. Um,
Yeah,
which I think
like
is really cool.
the thing is there's so many items in that game, and I'll probably the same thing for Animal Crossing too.
Definitely, yeah. Like,
So
there's
like,
items that I
but
see people uploading I've never
mhm.
even seen before.
Like, but being younger and trying to play games like Resident Evil and stuff, like trying to craft things and knowing what items were for, it was just really time consuming, and especially if you don't know certain words, like you kind of just got to put it together, but those games were kind of difficult for me because I was really young trying to play them, but now Red Dead, like, dude, just the fact that you can craft, poison arrows, fire arrows, dynamite arrows, predator bait, like all that kind of stuff is really cool. That it's real stuff. And then in the actual whatchamacallit, in the actual pamphlet, when you read it at the very bottom, it says like real life secrets or like tips. So like you could actually use soot from the fire as soap. You can make soap out of it or something like that.
Oh, whoa.
Super crazy. Yeah, I never knew that. So it was like it gives you like little tips like that. Like you can mix animal fat and like soot to make soap, and it's really crazy. Like it actually shows you stuff that real people back then would actually do, which is really crazy. And the details on the
That's
game are
awesome.
really tight. Now you can have all kinds of outfits, and embellish your guns in certain ways and add gold to your guns and all that shit. Like on one of my scopes, the whole scope is all gold, so it looks
That's
really
cool.
tight. But I
Yeah.
mean that game alone, like the scenery is amazing. I love just putting it in cinematic mode. Now you can just like literally, if you set a waypoint to somewhere, you could hold the touchpad, go to cinematic mode, and then your player will just ride.
Nice. I
So
didn't even know that was a thing. I
yeah.
think that's why I got so tired of that game because it was just so much writing. Honestly, what's funny is that um, when I go to sleep at night, I actually listen to like nature sounds and like like Native American flute. So weird that I'm sharing this, but when I would play Red Dead, I would like hear that and I would instantly knock out. I think that's why people got tired of playing with me because I would knock out over the mic and just like fall asleep.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah,
so tired, thing.
I'm well, I'm very
Okay,
well enough to
so
do that.
I think we're ready for the top two segment, top two favorite things about the games.
Top two what?
Cool. What?
Your top two favorite features about Doom and Roxy's top two favorite features of Animal Crossing.
Ladies go first.
Okay. Definitely connectivity, which now I'm able to like play with my friends seamlessly, by the way. Like it's perfect. I've never had one single connection issue. The game does take up a lot of internet though, so when me and my niece are playing, we kind of tend to slow down the entire house Wi-Fi.
Oh, really?
Um,
Damn.
yeah, because it just takes up so much. But
I
it's a
didn't think it
lot of
was that
fun.
demanding.
It's I think it's demanding because there's so much that you can do now.
Mhm.
And I think it's where there's so many people gaming in this house that
Oh
we're
yeah.
still off of like Spectrum's
So
router.
so so
Yeah.
what's the second thing that you like?
Sorry. Second thing that I like is definitely the updates. I'm gonna
Oh,
start
that you
seeing
can
new
update,
events
yeah.
every year. I'm gonna start seeing things are gonna be implemented. Like they could definitely be starting to add like new restaurants, new characters, just different things that they're gonna be adding into the game over time that they weren't able to do before. But yep, those
Restaurants,
are the
huh?
two favorite
That's
things.
cool.
Huh? Yeah,
That's
not
cool.
restaurants, but there used to be a coffee shop in the old game,
Mhm.
and everybody's waiting for it to see if they're going to bring it back or not. There's certain stuff that they haven't even announced that is going to be brought back from the old games that a lot of people do want back.
Yeah.
A lot of older characters, a lot of features. Like they used to have a coffee shop where you could work in and like serve people coffee. Like your character could work there
Oh, that's pretty
and
cool.
earn money. So people want that back. People want certain characters back, certain little boutiques back. And it's
Yeah.
just playing it month by month, week
Well,
by
let's see
week,
what
seeing when they
updates end
update.
up coming up. What about you, Serge? What's your top two?
Top two. Um, well, I already. Well, I kind of mentioned it already, like with the glory kills.
Mhm.
Um, the glory kills are actually my favorite part of it. That's my number one. I would say it's just like you said, it's like a special, and depending on where you're at, as soon as like those motherfuckers start glowing, like you do a different special and all that. And I just feel like that idea really like amped up like what the game really is,
Mhm.
and because everyone likes specials, whether
I
it's
love it. I love doing glory kills.
yeah, you specifically see that in like fighting games,
Yeah.
whether it's like Super Smash Brothers
Mortal
or Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat.
Yeah.
Exactly, but they were going more for like Mortal Kombat type of specials, having to like rip someone's fucking guts out or like cut someone's throat in a very stylistic way.
But it's not in
And
first person like the way you're able to do it in Doom,
yeah,
you know?
and in first person, it's like it seems like it's coming from your house,
Yeah.
like you're the one that's executing it,
Mhm. Makes you feel
and
like a
you actually like
badass.
to jump over a person, a demon, and then fucking cut his head off, or like fucking split him in half, and just like rip him apart.
Okay, what's the second thing?
Second one is the guns.
The
The
weapons?
guns in these games, man, they're pretty much the same thing, but they just like um, they're similar to like the previous games, but now they have like perks on them, so you could upgrade on like two different perks. Like since I'm playing on PC, like enable for me to enable like the special on that gun, depending on what it is, I have to press like this mouse two, like the right click.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And they do different functions. Like there's one where like I could pretty much like scope someone out, or like have like a beret of like bullets going like straight at an enemy and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And I also have like one where like if I have like a grenade launcher or something,
Mm-hmm.
or like a rocket launcher, it has
Oh, that's
like
tight.
a spray of like guns coming. They're kind of similar, but they have like different functions of it, uh, and they explain to you like, oh, this is what it does. It eliminates like this amount of enemies within this range and stuff. And they just like the gun design's really good. It's very detailed. Um, I paid a lot of attention to it, and it's just like fuck. Like they just like the graphics are so incredible.
Yeah, I gotta come
And
over and check
it's
that
just
out,
like
bro.
very well designed.
Mm-hmm.
Like they design that shit. I don't know how like they do it, but it's just like what makes Doom like what it is. The guns,
Yeah.
whether it's the old games or the new games, it's just like the specialty about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just having to have an arsenal of weapons at your disposal, and like your ammo runs out pretty quickly because you're like spraying like a bunch of straight at the demons. So you're constantly just like having to get ammo and stuff, and you're just like, oh, but the specials take up a lot of ammos, and then you get carried away, and you just like have to like get yourself out of a sticky situation and stuff. So that's my top two, just the guns themselves.
That's sweet. Well, I guess we have time for sip on this.
Wait, final thoughts. All right, so final thoughts. Animal Crossing.
What?
Unmute yourself.
Huh? I didn't mute myself. I literally was just quiet. Final thoughts. I definitely love this game. Um, don't have any cons to the game. The only cons is like I have to wait for new characters to come out. Love the game. If you're definitely looking for a new game, a new type of game to start, you just got to switch, not sure what games to buy, definitely pick up Animal Crossing. Guaranteed all your friends are playing it. Don't be that loser that doesn't have it like these other two.
I
Whatever.
don't have Animal Crossing. Please get Doom.
Yeah. If maybe growing and planting virtual vegetables isn't your thing and killing demons are, I think that's the way I'm gonna go too. Is maybe some Doom Eternal as soon as the price
Yeah,
drops.
I mean, they're both very therapeutic, like having to deal with sticky situations. You can
yeah,
either calm yourself down or fight the apocalypse head on and, do God's work. Just
thank God.
spraying the fucking demons out. Just fucking do it.
Yeah,
Just, like, get that shit out of your system, because everyone goes about this differently. And, my final thoughts on Doom, it's just a really well crafted game that
ha,
really like knows what it is.
crafted.
And exactly, that's a good word right there.
Crafted.
And if you really want to challenge yourself, or you really just want to escape from whatever it is that you're doing, just have the time to just play this. I recommend PC more than like the consoles. But if you don't have a PC, then go ahead and just play on consoles. You won't be disappointed. Uh, Definitely a lot of challenges. Just really hardcore first-person shooter. Really like at its core, and I definitely recommend it. It's really good. Good graphics, very colorful. Um, Really good environment, like settings and stuff. Cause like as soon as I'm at a certain spot, I just look out in the background, and the details of like fucking the world on fire just looks
Yeah.
pretty fucking well done.
Oh, that sounds sweet, man. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
really want to see that?
I really want to see what it looks like on PC, but I most likely will get it on console just because I like having the control and everything like that, and I don't want to wait till I get my PC to play it. But with that being said, I think we should go to sip on this.
Sip on this.
Sip on this is the segment where we tell you about a new topic or a new arrival of one of our pillars of subjects, which is video games, craft beer, streaming services, and movies, and also technology.
News. Any news update on it, Joey?
So, the news update I wanted to talk about, and Roxy's in on this with me because I showed her the first episode and she already finished the entire season, is Hunters on Amazon Prime. It has Al Pacino in it as Meyer Offerman, and it's basically a 1970s Americana um, Nazi killing 70s clan, and everybody has a different past. It's a very diverse group of actors, and they all have their different backgrounds. But dude, it's gory. The cinematography is amazing. The characters are dope. Um, I mean, the background is actually really something that it's based on a true story. Like this actually happened, and the executive producer of it is none other than Monkey Paw's creator, Jordan Peele. So
Jordan fucking Peele.
Jordan Peele is the executive producer on it, and it's a kick-ass show. It's fun. There's funny parts. There's sad parts. There's
It's very,
violent parts. There's suspenseful parts. It has it all, really.
it really does. And a lot of people didn't like it for that reason. A lot of people like something to just be one thing, one type of cinematography, right? Am I saying that right? They just like it to be one kind of
One
like
type of
genre,
genre, yeah.
one type of genre, and
Oh, okay.
um, it's honestly all types of genres, which I think is so crazy. It makes me appreciate it because you've never seen anything like that. Like for a second, it's kind of the same vibes as like Handmaid's Tale, the way that they film it. And then next thing you know, it gives you like a comic vibe, like a kick-ass vibe, and then it also gives you it also reflects a lot
Like a
on the
retro
propaganda that,
70s.
yeah, like retro propaganda, government propaganda. Um, it's definitely very political, and I think Jordan Peele in the last few years is really shining the light on things. And I honestly feel like they need to protect that man at all costs because he's poking the bear on
Yeah,
this.
definitely.
Definitely, he's poking the U.S. government. Sergio, have you watched any episodes on it?
No, I have not watched that, but I remember Manny asking me that, and then he
Yeah.
also asked me, "Hey, is Hunters based on true events?" And I'm like, I doubt it.
No, it
Well,
is. It
no, it
actually is.
actually it actually really is. The biggest thing is that it's a group of people that got away from like the horrors of the Holocaust and migrated to the United States. Mind you, they weren't invited to the United States. A lot of these
I mean,
people,
don't give it away,
no,
but that's
no,
one of the
no, no,
main
no.
things
Well,
that's
no, no, no.
well, it's
I'm not.
real.
I'm not giving anything made away. I'm saying real life wise, a lot of people did migrate to the United States. And the biggest thing here, and I'm not giving anything away, you know it straight off the bat. It's U.S. government. It's an actual fact. The government did actually invite Nazis. They actually offered them asylum in exchange for more information about people that were still continuing the movement of of Hitler. Um,
And
and they
also
gave
to
them
incorporate
homes,
them into
unions.
it also to incorporate them into government programs because they were so smart,
Yeah.
like NASA. Yeah, bro, NASA,
Pharmaceutical companies.
all kinds of shit.
Um,
Yeah, there's a lot
yeah,
of stories going around with like Nazi, being in the cult in itself,
yeah.
wanting to experiment like different stuff, like with aliens for one thing,
Mhm.
or like having to. There were some other things they were fucking around with, which I can't like say on top of my head,
Yeah.
but they were just people that had different interests, and I'm not even surprised. Like they were the talk of like the Indiana Jones movies because they seem to like be people that wanted to
Oh.
get their hands on things.
And
They just
also,
want to be. They wanted to be innovative.
yeah. Also, another thing you should pay attention while watching the show, they actually call out actual like people that hated Jews that were known for hating Jews,
Yeah, dude.
White people.
like Walt Disney.
Oh,
Let's
They
just put
say
that.
that. They point to
They
it. They don't
mention it.
really.
They mention it several times, so they
Yeah.
want you to know. They want you to know the people that to this day you're still. A lot of people are like. There's people at Disney Plus. There's people in some way or form. We are supporting Disney, um, and I think Jordan P. I think Jordan P. also kind of wants to bring to
Says
the
the girl
light,
with an
like,
annual pass, huh?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Disney Plus.
I'm not innocent. Look, I'm not innocent, but I think it's really good to be educated and to know who you're giving your money to. And I made the mistake of getting an annual pass. Uh,
Huge mistake.
a huge mistake because I got it the week of the quarantine. So I only used it twice and
You didn't know.
I didn't know. I know I did.
Okay.
I mean, I worked for Disney, and I could tell you flat out, it's not a great company to work for. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. You
All
guys
right,
could
we're
cut that
not
out.
making this about that. All
You guys could
right.
cut that out.
Yeah, you're getting off
No, no,
topic,
no, no,
Roxy.
no,
I'll
no.
say one thing. I'll say one thing. Jordan Peele, I think he's not really happy with what he's doing with Disney.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell
definitely.
you why.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why. He actually had a pitch to Disney
Hmm.
to make none other than Gargoyles
Oh,
as a live
yeah.
action movie, and he
Yeah.
said no.
I
They're stupid. I would be all over that.
would too.
I would too. But here's the thing: it just wouldn't make sense with like what they're doing right now, having to remake all their animation and to bring on to something that's like, gothic and dark and completely on the opposite direction of all their
So what? Maleficent was.
experience.
Maleficent was really dark.
Maleficent was like, it was just like
Just say ill.
light. It was like light dark. It was like that's nothing. It's like that's an emo chick compared to like a gothic kid.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they could really pull something off in that. All right, second sip on this.
All right.
Um, I want to say I've talked to Roxy about this. I think I've talked to you, Serge. But if you're into conspiracies, you like watching conspiracy stuff. I like watching conspiracy stuff.
Too
And this
much
series,
conspiracy stuff.
dude, this series was dope. Okay, I loved it. And
Hmm.
though, like after watching the second
What are you
season,
talking about?
they actually go back. It's called Hellier, okay, and it's a story of they get pulled into it from the story of this guy in Kentucky, rural Kentucky, that is basically being visited by goblins, and he sees like these like prints in the ground, and they start in like an email communication. It's dope. It's crazy, and it starts leading down a rabbit hole of the occult and extraterrestrials, and kind of uncovering all that is unknown to humanity, and kind of bringing it into one specific location. And they explain why this location, and there's scientific facts like that they're getting all this stuff backed by, and including locals in the area and tales from in the area.
Yeah.
And it's like a major investigation. It's more of an investigation than it is a ghost hunters kind of deal, because the people that are actually doing it are ghost hunters, but they're traveling
Yeah.
towards they're investigating something that has nothing to do with ghosts, but with something that's physical and like otherworldly. So they got a second season. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's called Hellier. And
Ooh.
if you're into conspiracy stuff, dude, that is the way to go. I devoured that, and each episode is like an hour or something.
Sorry,
Um,
you actually mentioned that it also got praised by like other ghost hunters,
Yeah,
right?
so in the second season they play back like streams of video streams of different other investigators, and one of the
Hmm.
ones that they actually put a clip of was this guy who is a major investigator and authors of different like otherworldly stuff actually really liked watching this documentary series. So not only are regular conspiracy theorists, they're really hyped about this, but people that write store like theories and write books and write stories for movies, and also like other investigators and stuff, all really look towards this documentary series as a pivotal documentary series explaining this kind of stuff and trying to find a source to it. And it's really interesting that other people are actually holding it. They're saying it's one of the most effective documentaries that talks about these otherworldly things, and tries to pinpoint it, which is pretty freaking crazy because I
That
don't
is
think
pretty
we've ever
crazy.
gotten this close to getting an answer to something on that. So we'll see what happens.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
What um streaming service is that on?
That's on Amazon Prime, and
Amazon Prime.
so is Hunters too. So another thing coming up this month, I believe, Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out April 16th, 2020.
Wait, it's coming
So
up this month?
yeah, I think it is coming out. I'm looking on the internet right
I heard
now.
that too, but I think they're gonna push it back. I'm not sure.
It says the open world action adventure story from CD Projekt Red is coming April 16th, 2020. Pre-order now. So I think
Yep.
the
Mm,
console version or maybe the PC version is going to be released first, and then they're gonna.
yeah, it's
It says March 20th, 2020. Cyberpunk's 2077's release date is set for September 17th, formerly set for April 16th. Oh,
they pushed it back.
they
I
pushed it
mean,
back.
yeah, they either push stuff back or they release it
Oh,
early
that's fucked.
because of everything going on.
Well, I guess it's something to look forward to. Well, at least that's a good sip on this then. That release date's actually getting pushed back because I was really excited to play that one. That one looked
Here's
pretty dope.
a
Yeah.
All right, well, that about wraps it up. You've been listening to Golden Craft. What?
hey.
We
What do you
Well,
mean? What
let's start
about
to
you?
forget. What do you mean?
Oh, your sip on
does
this?
everyone have to? Yeah,
Oh, everybody has a sip on this? Okay.
yeah.
Why didn't?
I get to
Well,
ask.
let Sergio go. Let Sergio go.
All
No,
right, fine.
all good.
No,
I'm
no.
gonna talk about like the bad news of this, like GameStop having to close down like 300 of their locations.
Hmm.
Good.
But since everyone's like talking about shows they would recommend, uh, I guess I'm gonna recommend a show, and the show I'm gonna recommend is The Outsider. It's on HBO. If you have HBO now or HBO Go, go ahead and watch that. Um, so it's basically like a Stephen King adaptation about um, how do you describe this? It's definitely a horror, suspenseful type of TV show, and it's produced by like Jason Bateman, who's producing like
Ugh,
Ozark, and of course
I
fucking
love him.
Michael George Michael Booth in his Arrested Development days.
Oh my gosh.
But aside from that, like it has him, it has Ben Mendelsohn, um, who's actually a guy who's coming up in a lot of things. And I gotta say, his fucking acting in this is pretty good. And he plays a detective that has to investigate like the murder of like a child who was found like pretty much mauled up and just bloodied up. And there's proof leading into Jason Bateman's character, who is actually like kind of confused on the matter because he happens the day of the murder. He happens to be on another place, like many, like probably thousands of miles away from of the act that actually happened, and people are actually confused between like uh, they were actually confused between like the whole murder because he actually has an alibi and it's legit, but also there's like video footage and like uh, a lot of hard evidence that he was in certain places around town that night that the child got murdered, and it's just like a really like a dark mystery like unfolds in a very particular way, and the whole time, which is I really like about the show is like as you're watching it, we are, as the audience, without saying much of anything, we know what's really happening, but like the characters like in the world in that story,
Hmm.
like they're confused and they're trying to figure out like, well, this guy has an alibi and he has proof. There's two witnesses that say like he was at a conference thousands of miles away while like the murder happened, and there's hard evidence like he was found with blood on his shirt and pretty much mauled up coming out of the woods, like not too far from the location where they found the dead boy. And it just like clashes a lot of mystery and clashes a lot of tension between like the townspeople and the alleged like suspects and the victims. And it's just like a really
Is it based on a true
it's a really
story?
interesting take. No, it's not based on a true story. I would say it, since it's a Stephen King like novel,
Oh, it is.
it's
Okay.
it's like grounded in reality, but also there's like very supernatural elements I would say into it. But I'm not gonna spoil anything for it. But just watch that first episode. The first two episodes are really good. They're directed by Jason Bateman himself, and they really hook you up. And
Nice.
just watch it towards the end, and I swear to God, you won't be disappointed. It's just like
Hmm.
it's what you expect from a Stephen King novel, really.
We gotta check
Because
that out. That sounds cool.
I really love Stephen King. He's really pulling it off. He's getting a lot of movie projects going on, and this is just
Netflix
one that
projects
really,
too.
yeah, this is just
Netflix
one that
movie
he really
projects.
like. I would feel like it's one to watch. I definitely recommend that. It's just like really good.
Yeah. Sweet. What about you, Rox? What you sip on this?
Well, sip on this, for me, definitely would have to be mindful of the companies you're supporting during this time. There is a lot of people that are suffering. This is the highest unemployment rate we've had in years. Basically, everybody that was like, we want the 1920s back, you got it.
You want the 1920s back?
You got it, you got it, buddy. You got the Dust Bowl,
Well,
you got
the
the
Great
Spanish
Depression happened
flu.
like in the late 1920s, so
Yeah,
we're like
so
getting the end of it.
yes, we're like entering a huge recession. Yeah, it's just, I think,
What a downer. We're gonna edit that shit out.
sorry, okay.
I'm glad I discovered this. I just find it ironic.
Wait, so
All
what are
right.
you pitching? I don't get it.
I'm just saying, be mindful of the people you're supporting during this time. Fine, I'll change it.
You
All
have to
right.
do one of the pillars, babe. It has to be a video game, or do you want to talk about
What's
Hunters
something
again?
else that you found about anything?
Hmm.
All right, well that
Uh,
about wraps it up.
it's because I'm like caught up on everything.
Well,
There's
to
a
be
thing.
fair, alright, to be fair, you did speak on her behalf when you were talking about hunters.
No,
So you kind
no,
of talked about
no.
your own thing.
Let me talk about hunters. You know what? I want to actually elaborate more on what Manny was talking about, which was hunters.
In
Definitely.
order for me to edit. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Sorry, no, sorry.
It's
But
okay.
basic.
This is gonna come out on Friday.
Sorry. That's fine. Okay. So, I definitely recommend I definitely recommend people watching Hunters. Reason being, it's just very politically woke. There's a lot of twists in the show, and I don't want to give much away, but I definitely hope that you guys welcome me back if you guys do have a Hunters episode, because there's a few things that I do want to talk about. Sergio, definitely watch the show. It's a great show. I feel like it definitely falls into the category of stuff that you watch. And I definitely will start picking up on Ozark and the show that you recommended. Um, Other than that, I don't really have anything else to recommend, but other people to binge watch Hunters. And I'm probably going to partake in binge watching Ozark because a lot of people keep telling me
Yeah, I
really
think
good
I'm
things
gonna
about it.
start watching that too.
Really, don't start watching it without me. Just chill.
Just like you finished Hunters without
Look,
me.
look, you okay? We all agree that I'm really well known for falling asleep during like movies and video games, right? Right? Depending. But this show, I stayed up till 4 in the morning. Manny had to be the one to turn off the TV.
Isn't
So
it?
it was nuts. Like, it's a great show that just tells you a lot because it's really hard to keep me entertained and awake.
I'm
I'm
actually
like a
gonna
little
try to
old
finish it
grandma.
tonight.
Yeah, definitely finish it and let's talk about it.
Cool.
Because it's that there's a few stuff that the writing got criticized, and I kind of see why it did. But overall, I really enjoyed the show. It was a great
Cool.
show.
Well, you've been on the road with the Golden Craft Run, the podcast that talks about beer, video games, streaming services, movies, technology, and much, much more.
We appreciate the craft and we appreciate the beer. So thank you for listening. This has been Golden Craft Cast. If you wanna give us feedback, give us like any suggestions or anything, feel free. You can find us at goldencraftrun at gmail.com. That's our email. And you can find us on Instagram at goldencraftrun. And just feel free to like say anything. Appreciate. Um, Keep listening. Stay safe out there, really. And you know, we're in this together. Keep on listening. Keep on drinking.
All right. Well, also want to just let you guys know it took us a week to figure out how to do this podcast remotely. So we finally figured it out. We're gonna test this one and upload it and see how the audio comes out. And if it comes out good, we will probably be able to do more like this and have more guests on the show remotely. So, those of you that may be interested in talking to us about, maybe a specific show or maybe some music that you have or, anything of that sort of culture, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to have you on the show.
Yep.
I probably I probably won't be welcome back because I talk too much.
We love it, babe. Don't worry.
You're fine. You're fine. You're nothing when I talk
Oh. Well, well, thank you guys for having me on here. This is actually a lot of fun. I really
Oh, how's the
appreciate it.
rosé, by the way?
Oh, we never even talked about the beer. It's great. It's actually really good. It's kind of for me, it kind of tastes like a wine seltzer in a way. Really weird. Because I've never had
This
a wine seltzer, but this is what I would imagine it would taste like.
this cider is like soda. It's like so crisp and light,
It,
and it's only 5%. So you can drink a couple of these. It's only 170 calories for some reason.
yeah.
and this beer that I finished is pretty malty. I like it. It's the same color as blood. The same blood that comes out of demons when we hike and saw them. You know, that's the whole fucking point.
Oh, nice. Well, my beer is fruity, just like my island on Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And there you have it, folks. There you have it.
Go.
This has been Golden Crab Cast with your host Sergio Ruiz
And Manny Ruiz.
with special guest.
Roxy.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
Yep. Signing off.
Peace out.
Stay home. And stop being racist, people. Like,
I don't think people have been racist lately.
they really have. They've been extremely racist, but goodbye.
Listen
All right,
to
I stopped it already.
hack sound.
It's the concert.
Okay, okay. I'm just gonna title this.
Can I get off container?
Yeah,
I got off. Can you, invite Alex?
yeah. Hold on.
Oh, retarded.
Oh, shit. He's about to get off. So get off.
Unlisted.
What do I do?
All right, I'm gonna upload it right now. Search. Let's see how long it takes.
Alright. Stay on.
Sure. Okay, uploads added. Okay, I think I'm still broadcasting. Let me see.